So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and carve my brows out. So I always leave my brows to last, but the only step that I do is brush my brow hairs up with a little bit of a brow soap just to give more room for me to work on my eyes. So that's a wee tip. If you're looking to have more room to work with on the eyes, I recommend getting yourself a good wee brow soap to lay down your hairs. It's instant facelift. So it is key to have a really good eyeshadow primer in order for your eyeshadow to last all day without creasing, and also to really draw the pigmentation out of your eyeshadows. So I'm going to go in with a primer, and I'm going to use a flat brush, and you can see how thin my brush is. This is key to have a really good flat brush in order to have a nice sharp straight line, making sure that you have a good amount of product on your brush. So taking our eyeshadow primer and drawing a nice sharp line underneath the brow, making sure you get it as sharp as possible. Doing this step, I think, is such a good way of saving time in the brows. I feel like when you do your brows first, you're always going to have to go back in and touch it up again with your pomade and stuff after you go in with your foundation. So in doing this step, by carving your brow shape out with your eyeshadow primer, it's going to save you so much time, because all you have to do once you do your base and everything else is just go in with your brow product of choice and literally just fill in where you've carved out. Okay, so once you have your eyeshadow primer all on, all blended out and ready to go, you're going to go in with your Ellora Palette, this bad boy here, and the color that I am going to go in with first is this color here, which is called Swift. It's just a beautiful, nice chocolatey brown shade, and I'm going to use that for my crease color. So taking it on a large fluffy brush, you're going to push in, building the product up, and use really nice light-handed circular motions. I'm just going to start from where I am and bring it right out to the outer corner. I'm not going to bring it right into the inner corner, because I want that to be a blank canvas for me to go in with a gorgeous shimmer shade from the palette. So I want to go for a nice rounded smoky eye. So when you get to your outer corner, you're going to think of it like a C. So you're going to go like in a C shape. Obviously on the other eye it's going to be like a back to front C. So do like your back to front C, and that'll really keep it nice and rounded for you. I think getting a nice rounded smoky eye is something that a lot of people really struggle with. Sometimes I do, especially trying to get them both perfect, but it's all a matter of just really taking your time. So once you've sort of got your color all built up, you're going to lightly just start to diffuse the edges very lightly. I always say to my students, the lighter the hand, the better the blend. So if you're being really light-handed, then you're putting less pressure on your brush, and it's going to give you a flawless blend. So now that we have this color all blended out, it's looking a wee bit messy. So what you want to do now is you want to go in with a lighter color and a smaller brush to blend around them edges so that the shadows blend nicely back into the skin. So the color that I'm going to go in with is Mango, which is this color here, right next to the color that we first laid down. This is just a really gorgeous neutral brown that is going to help blend all of the colors back into the skin. So taking a small tapered brush, using the tip of the brush, and you're going to start on the front section of the eye, going 50% on the edge of the shadow and 50% onto your blank canvas, which is your base / your skin. Just very lightly. Browns are one of the most hardest colors to actually blend, believe it or not, and most people always stay away from doing colored looks because they're afraid of color. Browns are so similar in pigmentation, which means if you don't blend them correctly or carefully, they can almost blend into one color, which makes it look super muddy. So that's a wee tip. You have to be really, really careful when it comes to blending your browns. So 50% on the edge of the shadow and 50% back into the skin. So now we're going to go back in with our first original colour, which was Swift. As you can see, it looks like they're two completely separate colours. You want them to like mesh into each other without actually making them look like the one colour. So you're going to go back in with your first previous brush in your first previous shade, and you're going to just re-add a little bit of that colour back in and just lightly blend it into the last colour that you put down. This is called sandwich stages, so I always say to my students that this is so important that you go back through your sandwich stages, because look at the difference as opposed to before. That is so much more nicer, so much more blended as opposed to the first part. So it's so important. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take Willow, which is the darkest brown in the palette, on a little brush like this, and we're going to put this at the very outer corner of the eye. Just pushing that in and lightly blending. This is just going to add a little bit of depth at the outer corner for us. Nothing too much, but just a wee bit of something. So all I've done there now is just go in with a fluffy eyeshadow brush and take a little bit more of my eyeshadow primer. Just blended this all across the lid so that I have a nice blank canvas and a nice damp base for my shimmer shadows. The reason I do this is because it's going to make your pigments or your shimmers, whatever you're using, a lot more intense. So taking a little brush like this, a little flat brush, but it has a little bit of fluffiness to it. I don't like using any brushes like this when applying pigments or anything, because I feel like a really, really flat brush just puts them all in the one area and really packs them on. As where a little fluffier flat brush really helps diffuse and blend the shadows or the pigments all over the eye. So the first colour that I'm going to go in with is Unplugged, which is a gorgeous rose gold colour. And I'm going to blend this all over the eye, and you can see right away how intense the shadow is. And I'm lightly just blending this right halfway across the eye. Once I've done that, I'm going to take the clean side of the brush and I'm going to go into the shade Halo, which is a gorgeous champagne colour. And I'm going to place this right at the very front of the eye, and also take it right into the inner corner. Just like that. One last thing is we're going to go back in with a tiny bit of Willow on the same brush, and we're just going to lightly diffuse the edges of where the shimmer shadows and the matte shadows meet so that they're nice and faded out. Now going in with a little lip brush, and I'm taking the shade Willow, and I'm going to use this to tightline my lash line because I don't want to go in with any eyeliner today. I just want a little bit of a dark shadow just to where my false lashes are going to meet with my natural lashes. And you're going to take this right in to the inner corner of the eye. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and just pop on some mascara and a pair of lashes. I'm going to go ahead and do my base, and once I finish my base we will come back and do the brows and the under eyes together. So as you all know, I went ahead and just done my foundation, my under eye on this side, and a wee lip. And I done my brow just to give you a wee reference of what it's going to look like once I use the amazing Ellora Palette eyebrow pomade. Oh my god, I almost got that out. So the eyebrow pomade, I'm in the shade soft brown. They come in a couple of different shades. There'll be swatches and everything on their website, which I'll leave everything linked down in the description below of where you can purchase all of the products that I've used today anyway. So yeah, to create the perfect brow, what you're going to need is you're going to need a really, really precise angled brush like this. So this here wee one's just a wee one off eBay. You can get them for next or nothing, and obviously an amazing eyebrow product. So we're going to use this one today. So what you're going to do is you're going to take some of the product out. I'm not really one for pomades because pomades that I have used in the past are really, really dry, very hard to use. Some are really like oily consistency, almost like a gel consistency, as where this, I love the finish of it. It's so easy to apply. It's really, really creamy. Really easy to apply onto the brows, and I feel like whenever it dries into a powder formula, so it looks really natural. It doesn't look like you've actually sat and drew your eyebrow on. Okay, so taking a little bit of our product, and we're going to start halfway across the eyebrow in a really nice thin line, and picking up more product each time you move on, brushing up the way, creating nice fine hair strokes, and just repeating the same process over and over again. I don't like to draw the brow on like a big matte line. I like to go in sections, so a little line each time I move on, and then brush up. I feel like when you do this sort of technique, it's going to give you a more flawless result, and it's going to look a little bit more like natural hair strokes, as opposed to when you go and do that big harsh like Instagram brow that used to be a thing. So still doing little strokes till we get till the tail end. Then when we pick up another bit of product, we're going to move on to the top portion of the brow, and we're going to do the exact same as we done underneath, only we're going to do a little line at the top, and then we're going to brush down the way, because when you're at the top, your brow hairs point down the way. When you're at the bottom, your brow hairs point up the way. So once that's complete, obviously this looks a bit odd because we haven't done the front of the brow. So whatever's left on your brush, what you're going to do is you're just going to create a little couple of hair strokes at the very front of the brow and blend it into where you first began putting the product. One last thing, what you want to do, I've obviously created like a lamination type of effect to your brow. What you're going to need for that is just any kind of a brow soap. So I'm just taking a brow soap on a spoolie. You're going to brush your hairs up just like this. Then you'll take your finger and press down, and that'll be your brow hairs in place all day. So I just went and sort of semi-fixed this hair of mine because it really needed done, because that bun just was not cutting it for me anymore. But yeah, anyway, I never recorded the under eye because I just didn't feel like it was necessary. I didn't do too much in the under eye. All I done was put a little bit of concealer and the shade Swift under the eye with loads of mascara. I just wanted the main focus to be the top portion of the eye, and that was pretty much it. So yeah, I hope that you have enjoyed the video. I'll leave Ellora Paleette's Instagram tagged in the description below, so you can go and check them out if you're interested in buying any of the products that I've used from the brand today. I personally do feel like this palette would be a really great palette, especially for somebody starting off and can't really afford to spend a bomb on a couple of different palettes because of the colours in them. This palette has all of your neutrals, all of your warm tones, loads of different colours to choose from, and you also have your bronzer, blusher and 2 highlighters as well. So I feel like this wee palette would be an all over win-win for anybody. So definitely really recommend this palette. I've used it so many times, and I know I'm going to continue to grab this palette in the future. In regards to the brow pomade, if you're somebody who loves a brow pomade and want to try a new one out, definitely recommend this one. Such a creamy consistency, so easy to put onto the brows. It still gives a gorgeous natural finish. That's the reason why I've sort of strayed away from certain brow pomades in the past, because I just felt like they just look so unnatural. As for this one, still gives off a really natural finish, and I feel like whenever you do have it all blended out and it sort of dries down, it dries down into like a powder form, which is what I love about the product. So yeah, and that is all for today. Like I said, hope you have enjoyed it. Go and check out Ellora Palette. I'll leave all their information tagged down in the description below, and I will see you all in the next one.